Hey everyone, welcome back. We're still going through Age of Apocalypse, burning through all like the first issues of these books. So here we've got Gambit and the X-Ternals. This used to be X-Force. So they brought over the same artist, Tony Daniel. We'll talk about his art as we get going. So the character roster here is Gambit as the leader. I mean, besides Wolverine, did anybody else get like their name on the front besides Gambit? That's kind of cool, right? So you got Gambit. This is Lila Cheney. She can teleport. There's Guido, or Strong Guy. I don't know what they're calling him here. There's Jubilee and there's Sunfire. Those are the five main characters. And they are kind of a Robin Hood type group. They steal from people, like, the rich give to the poor, or I guess they steal from mutants, give to humans, that kind of stuff. They try and do good. Gambit was part of the X-Men until Magneto and Rogue got together, and he's in love with Rogue, so he couldn't be around that, so he went and formed this group. And now him and Lila are an item, but, she knows that Gambit doesn't, love her as much. So, here we go. I haven't actually flipped through this, and I haven't looked through this in a while, so we'll discover it together. So there's Jubilee, and she's running. People are always running from something. She's always running from somebody. Where's the fence to claw at to try and stop her way through? Running through an alley. Someone's chasing her, calling her a traitor. And she's like, I'm not like this. Jubilee regrets her decision. She'd love to wipe the smarmy grin off the idealistic Robin Hood who conned her into this life. And there's Gambit with a wanted sign. So running, she trips, she's under arrest, and it looks like she talks about this guy Everett who had died without the chance to fight back. I think Everett is a guy who was in Generation X, but he's dead. Here it says, rob from the rich, give to the poor. And these guys following her just like these foot soldiers, kind of like stormtroopers. They're called Infinites. And she's stealing medical supplies. And I think she set a trap for him. So here there's Strong Guy. I mean, fucking huge ass muscles. These things in his head. And a metallic arm. Can't see it there. And these guys get hit down here by Jubilee. Someone is shoots at them from off screen. Guido Carosella, as they call him. So I think we just call him Guido. This is Sunfire, because they talk about the black solar rays, which slice through the cold Manhattan air. And then Jubilee down here hitting this fucker. So, Fabian Nicieza is the writer, Tony Daniel. I think X-Force, I knew of Tony Daniel on some issues of X-Force right before this. He's an okay artist, and I think he got better. I've never really followed his work. I feel like he got a little bit more notoriety, and he went to DC and did some Batman issues. I think with Grant Morrison. Can't remember, not 100% sure, but I think he got a little bit more popular. I remember looking through some issues. It wasn't too blown away, but it wasn't bad. So he's a competent enough artist. So, okay, the fight continues. These guys are coming up on Jubilee, and they get Shazar something from behind. There's Sunfire. Sunspot. It's Sunspot, not Sunfire. Sunspot. All right, so they beat the guys, and she's mad. She's like, I'm fine. You don't have to baby me all the time. So these three go back to wherever their base is. Cool shot of the city there. I think that's Apocalypse's Citadel. They reach the Temple of Human Redress, a place where flat scans are supposedly encouraged to air their grievances against the ruling government. But all flat scans are humans. know that nothing ever gets done about those grievances. The temple is a lie, a transparent attempt to soothe the human population. But some are not so easily soothed, and they use this as a safe house. So that's kind of interesting. So they have the medical supplies, and everyone wants a piece of it. And Lila Cheney, she shows up, and fucking Tony Daniel really took the opportunity. Like, I definitely got to put her ass in here. I mean, there's one thing if, like, you have a full shot of somebody, and you're just like, hey, I'm going to focus on someone's ass. But, like, she's not even in the picture, but she's, like, purposely putting it in. That's just funny. Let's see. She say Lila Cheney is a commodities broker and the human liaison with the X-Ternals. She'd been a rock star until Apocalypse stole music from people's ears. Guido had been her roadie, so Guido is still kind of a thing with her, right? It's kind of cool. Jubilee kind of swinging down. She's got some fucking rock star hair, that's for sure. And to get through the tunnels, they have this huge thing that only like Guido can open up. So how do they get in and out if he's not there? And I think Lila in this book so far is a human, or she doesn't have any powers. Sunspot, he's talking about how he's not happy either. No one's happy. They open the door, they go inside, and there's Magneto. And these guys, yeah, Lila pulls out a gun, and they're like, let's fucking take this guy out. I'm not some pathetic, defenseless human gimp. And she's like, if Magneto's hurt him, I mean, it's a fine drawing, just kind of a weird pose with this leg coming out and bending like that. I think it was just kind of a thing that people did back then. Anyways, but then they think he did something to Gambit, but Gambit, off panel, he lights a cigarette and says, he didn't come here looking for me. He came here with me. So there's Gambit in all his glory. Kind of a better outfit than what he wears regularly. I mean, this one makes a little bit more sense. Now that I look at it, this just looks weird. Like, it's this weird tangent where his leg is coming, but it just kind of blends into his. It kind of looks like he has a long fucking leg right there. But where would his go? You think it would come out, like, right there or something. Or maybe, you know, they're coming out of, like, they're teleporting. So maybe that's why he can't see his leg. He's stepping out of it because he can't see her lower body. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that's what it was instead of, you know, he forgot to draw the leg. But still, that's weird. All right, back to the thing. And it seems like Eric will be needing someone to steal the biggest jewel in all of the universe. And who else to turn to but, like, the people who can steal shit. And it kind of talked about Gambit, how he had fallen in love, but she married another. Too painful to stay. Anything else of importance? No. So we go to the Citadel in Manhattan of Apocalypse. I guess this thing is fucking huge. And these infinites that were following Jubilee and those guys, they're talking to this guy who's their boss, and it's Richter. Julio Esteban Richter will get a chance to become someone that really matters. His whole thing is he wants to, like, capture Gambit and these guys to earn favor in this weird hierarchy that Apocalypse and the survival of the fittest has made. He just wants to, like, improve his status. Kind of a Star Trek Dark Mirror kind of thing. Maybe. So, all right, they got a plan. They need these guys to steal this M'Kron crystal. So, more talking. They're going through these tunnels and these sewers, the Morlock tunnels, and they find this door. And it should lead to Apocalypse's so-called legendary science chamber that Magneto said they were here. They don't know if it's a trap, and that's why Magneto's here, to make sure it's not. The man who told me of this room's existence and provided me the means of breaking in is Ansabanur's librarian for cataloging the treasures And he would not lie to me. Who the fuck is he talking about? All right. So they're in this. They're trying to get in this vault. Lila Cheney, she's able to do it. She's able to pick the lock, and it opens up. And they're all kind of like, "Oh my god, there's a bunch of sciencey, crazy shit in here," and they're not used to this. They, blow up bridges, steal food, nothing compared to all this shit. So it's kind of creepy. They go in, all this weird techno like art. It's such a 90s thing back in the day. It was such an X-Men thing, just weird stuff that doesn't make any sense. Very sci-fi. But the Madri come in, and I think you'll find out who they are in like Amazing X-Men, where they come from. So I'm not going to spoil the surprise. They're kind of like a weird religious thing too. Yeah, religious fanatics, monkey clones that bites in more ways than one. So they're clones. So they come in, start some shit. That's a fucking goofy picture of Gambit. I don't like that. I don't know what it is about it, but it just seems weird. So instead of cards, he has like these throwing blades that he charges up. Gambit's fighting. Those are kind of cool pictures. I like this little one of Magneto there, getting ready to get in the fray. Guido there does a fastball special. I actually call it a fastball special with Jubilee. She kind of flips through. That's kind of fun. Blinding everybody and lands. And, here's the librarian guy, Dr. Peter Corbeau. I only know him from the Star Trek, from the X-Men animated Phoenix Saga episodes. He was a scientist. So, he says, if the Madri learned of your coming, others will also. We don't have a lot of time. And so he tells them that what they're trying to reach, this jewel, is in outer space. And the only way to get there, and he says Lila will be taking them there. She's like, wait, what? And he basically is going to unlock her powers. So they put this head gizmo on here, this Cerebro kind of thing. Her powers have been dormant for a while, and you've proved incapable of coping with the scope of your abilities. So you close yourself off from any contact. Jubilee's like, so what's her powers besides the ability to stick her chest out? That's funny. Or her ass into things. That would have been funnier. She's like, I don't have any powers, but yeah, you do. And she, we all know from the other ones that she does have like teleportation powers. So they boot up the science thing and, it crackles with energy. Make sure to put her boobs in there. And I kind of always did like this drawing here. Not just because like her clothes are unnecessarily being torn. It's just kind of a good anatomy. The pose makes sense, more or less. But it's activating her powers. But at the same time, here comes fucking Richter with these infinites, and he's like demanding that they surrender. I mean, this body here, this waist, and all these muscles. I don't know, it just looks very weird. Doesn't look like it's an intentional style. It looks more like the guy didn't know what he was doing, but maybe it's intentional. What am I? He got to work on major Marvel comics, and I never did, so don't listen to me. So anyways, fight happens. And Lila's powers are still activating. Again, kind of a cool small drawing there. And they all get sucked in to this. And Richter, he doesn't want them to escape, so he jumps into it too. Magneto tries to stop him, but he's not able to. And then they're just gone. And have I sent them off to their deaths? Or are they out there now somewhere? A group of confused, frightened, and brave thieves who also happen to be Earth's last hope for life. And Magneto with his dramatic hand posing there. And before they leave, they have some, parting words with each other, but then they blow up the place. 1 minute and counting. And it says here, if the X-Ternals fall short of Magneto's expectations, an entire universe will die. So maybe it should send more than just them? I don't know. So why is it called Gambit and the X-Ternals? Like, is that just a cool name, or are these guys supposed to be X-Ternals? In X-Force, you know that they had dealt with the idea of certain mutants being X-Ternals, where you thought Sunspot was one. I don't know if that ever came to be the thing where he for sure wasn't. I know Cannonball was, because he got gutted by Sauron. In Cable was like, no, you can't die. You're an X-Ternal. That all happened in the first, in the Rob Liefeld issues of X-Force. My brother Rob did a video on those. Go check it out. And I remember hearing rumors. I don't know where or how. I don't know if it was in comic books or how we heard this, that Gambit might have been an X-Ternal also. And then just making this book called Gambit and the X-Ternals led more into that. But I don't think anything ever came of that. So it is what it is. So there's Gambit and the X-Ternals. There's another #1 issue that we're getting through, and we're pumping through these issues of Age of Apocalypse. So give that video a like, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.